paint, draw, make my living as a sculptor. I try to live my life as an artist. I had a teacher in college, Nozaka Shanki, great writer, playwright. And every time we would leave class, she would say, now remember, an artist never has a day off. I used to think that meant that meant you were working all the time. I mean, working physically. One day I'm sitting in this coffee shop and I'm sitting there thinking about art, or about life, and I realized, hey, I'm working right now. When I learned to draw, or when I was taught to draw, I was taught to stop thinking, to get your mind out of it. The mind, with its memory, wants to name things. It wants to say, I know what a face looks like. I know what an apple looks like. I know what an object looks like. It wants to name what you're drawing. The trick is to go from your eye to your hand and not let the mind get involved. My sculpture is heavily influenced by drawing. Abstract expressionism, the whole action, the whole working quickly without trying to think too much. In fact, the whole idea is not to judge too much. I like to set up all my material so that it's ready and I can work really, really quickly, and then just make a decision fast about whether it works or not. Find the spot. This is where it goes next. Do it, and don't look back. When you're building sculpture quickly like this, there becomes this repetitiveness, a quickness that came out of this idea of abstract expressionism. This multiplicity is something I think engages the eye. And if you engage the eye, then the mind is happy. I'm fascinated by how we see. This whole idea in Western art that we see through a window really bothers me. It's so limiting. Because just in this moment, I'm moving my head, my perspective of things are changing. Lately, I've been working with steel tubing, and each one of these things represents a window that you can see through. But then the whole piece becomes deconstructed because there's multiple windows that you're seeing through. And as you see, there's a transparency that you can look through the piece and see to the opposite side. As you move around the piece, your viewpoint changes, and what you see in each window changes. Solids, the spaces, the light, the shadow, constantly moving. This is how we see as people. We live in this crazy, fast-paced world. It never stops. And so how do you stop? How, as an artist, do you stop? When I make my art, I'm trying to grab a hold of the mind and quiet it. And I do that by engaging the eye. This overall busyness of the work distracts the eye, and then that in turn quiets the mind. If you can quiet the mind, then you end up opening the heart, and that's when you can find peace. I think it was Joseph Beuys that said that being an artist is being a human being. Not just human, but a human being. It's a consciousness of how you live, a consciousness in what you do. It doesn't matter what you do as long as you do it consciously. My way of doing it is being an artist. That's how I'm becoming a human being.